Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with the reading for the second half of June, from the 15th to the 30th. Now, why am I here? We all know that in the second half of the month, on the 20th, there's the solstice, winter and summer solstice, depending on which hemisphere you are in. And on the 21st, there is the solar eclipse, new moon, solar eclipse. Now, because of this very powerful energy, I think it would be really important if we talk about the solstice a little bit so you can get into the ritualistic state of mind. So what is this solstice? It's the time in every summer or winter, depending on where you are, when the sun reaches its highest peak in our sky, and each winter when it reaches its lowest point. So these events are the solstices, and they correspond with each of our own rhythms. And this is really important, helping us to understand what and where to focus on in this changing cycle of life. They're powerful points, as I mentioned, in the celebration of light. And it's a moment when you should honor your path and consciously expand. Let's talk a bit about the power of the sun. It's no surprise that the sun is one of the most powerful planets, natural forces. I don't want to call it a planet. It has had so much importance in human history. So the history of humans honoring and worshiping and revering the sun spans all different kinds of cultures, times, and dimensions. Now, there are symbols of the sun, like the compass with a center point and a circle, a dot in between, that are highly spiritual, have highly spiritual significance for us. And at the basis of this entire ritualistic period is the idea of change, the idea of cycles, the idea of changing season, much like this cycles of sowing and harvesting. They've always been key points in the human life cycle. So the continuing changing of the seasons also represents certain specific stages in your inner journey. I would say the soul journey. Every year, on and around the solstice, a beautiful energetic spike and an opening to a higher realm of spirit is created. So this is why I'm spending a few minutes talking about this. This is due to the Earth's alignment with the great central sun and the galactic center. Now, just as the cycles of the sun, there are peaks and lows in your spiritual journey, in our spiritual journey. There are times to move forward, times to share, times to go inward, times to reflect, and times to extend yourself, times to step back, and even the dark nights of the soul that many of us know very well. We are human after all. Now, in this way, the solstice is a natural way to reconnect with life's divine plan and to feel a deep connection to all of life and the natural world. So it's important to reflect on our journey, on your journey, because it's a way to celebrate the solstice. You honor and you celebrate your unique journey, our unique journey, and the cycles within walking a spiritual path and living a human life as well. These rituals, these solstice rituals, include everything from simple gatherings, bonfires, community celebrations, dance, ceremonies, and the telling of stories. The storytelling has always spanned the ages, and each of these rituals can remind you just how connected you are with all life. Now, in history, by participating in rituals, people felt understood, and simultaneous, at the same time, they felt more intimate with nature. And though humanity has largely lost today connection to these ceremonies and understandings, it's not too late. Okay, it's not too late to tap into the power of the sun and its influence, its powerful influence over our lives. Now, there are 7 cycles, rituals that I would like to suggest. 7 solstice rituals that celebrate the changing cycles. You celebrate your light and honor the energy of the solstice with these simple solstice rituals to bring and attract joy and love and light into your life. The first is rising and shine. You rise and shine with the light. So right when you wake up on the day of the solstice, and I'm speaking to you at least a week before, just about a week before even putting your feet on the floor, allow yourself to generate and be filled with a sense of light and joy. Tune into all that you have to be grateful for, while you visualize light energy filling you and all around you. Invite in the presence of your guides and angels, spirit guides and angels, the presence of divine light and the energy and vibration of love. Let yourself bask and be filled with divine light. Put yourself in the center of this light and this positive energy, and feel the oneness and connection with the divine and all that is. When you're ready, begin to imagine the positive energy of the light is now rippling out around you to the entire universe. That's the first. The second one is a candlelight meditation. You find a quiet place and space indoors, and you light a candle and begin to focus inward. As you consciously relax and you breathe, gaze gently into the candle. Enjoy simply being there, breathing, and reflecting on the qualities of the light that you see in that candle. Begin to tune into the vast supply of light around you, as well as the light that you carry within you at all times. When you're ready, close your eyes and visualize your light glowing brighter and brighter and brighter within. You relax, you breathe, and you let go of the need to focus on the world around you. And instead, allow yourself to drift in a relaxed and peaceful meditative state. The third ritual is to experience your oneness with Mother Earth. Walk outside and sink your feet into the earth. Take your shoes off, put your feet into the earth. Feel your energy grounding to the core of Mother Earth in a column of light, as if the light would be traversing you from top to the ground. Visualize the light pouring into your crown chakra at the top of your head and warming you, refreshing your energy and filling your aura with the divine life consciousness present in the fresh sunlight. As you stand on the earth, on Mother Earth, with your feet apart, your arms uncrossed, and your hands facing up in a gesture of receiving, feel the sun's healing warmth in every part of your body. Breathe in the sunbeams. Feel the light filling your spinal column. Enjoy this deep connection to the earth. In my recent videos, the live videos, many of you have asked me, how can I contact my guides? How can I, during meditation, I don't hear anything, I don't feel anything. Try to take it one step at a time. And the solstice is an excellent time to do this. Another ritual is to honor the directions. What do I mean by the directions? Many indigenous tribes and ancient cultures around the world have observed for a long time and celebrated the directions. There's a special kind of power that you can tap into by turning into them. To do this, and in addition to the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, I also like to tune into the sky, the earth, and the light within. And as you tune into each direction, face that way. Face east, face west, face north, south, in, above, and below. Movement, dance, or yoga are wonderful ways to further experience this connection with each of these sacred directions. Now, another ritual is to set your intentions, and this is probably the most important. The most important. You find a quiet space to relax and breathe and focus inside. When you've reached a deeper meditative state of mind, set the intention to feel a sense of transcendence and oneness. Visualize this sensation being rooted within you and then expanding outward to impact all other areas of your life. Next, begin to think about specific areas you would like to expand upon in your daily life. Perhaps your relationships, expressing joy, experiencing perhaps greater love, greater abundance, manifesting a new opportunity, a promotion at work, or whatever is important for you during the next 6 months. If you are doing this ritual during the winter solstice, those of you down under, in that southern hemisphere, think about those things that you would like to remove from your life, focusing more on what you want to release so you can then begin to move forward. Okay. Give thanks for the opportunity to focus on this work. That's how we should always end our rituals. Now, another one is what I call the fire ceremony. Solstice. I knew I was going to get my tongue tied. Solstice fire ceremony. Either summer or winter, fire is always a wonderful way to honor and celebrate the light as humanity has always done during the centuries. Honoring the solstice with fire is simple. You light a candle or make a small fire outdoors and let yourself reflect on the beauty and qualities of the light. And on a piece of paper, you write down things you have accomplished, things you have finished, things you have done, things you've accomplished during the last 6 months. And this is just to take a minute and then read what you've written and read it out loud before burning the paper in celebration and gratitude. Letting go of any attachment to the past and paving the way for new opportunities, manifestations, and accomplishments in the future is what this ritual usually does. And the last one I would like to mention is to create a solstice altar. Probably I should have said this in the beginning, but maybe at the end of all that we've done, it still will make sense to you. A solstice is the perfect opportunity to spend some time with your personal altar. Many of you may not even know what that is. I used to have an altar when I was such a child. My sisters used to think I was crazy. They thought I would become an ecclesiastic a priest or a nun or some high priestess, and they would make fun of me all the time. Whether you make this altar inside through meditation, where you see that earth sanctuary place, that meditation, or outside of you on the form of an actual physical altar. I use my window as my altar. It doesn't matter. It could be inside or outside if you have the space, but creating a physical altar, a place actually that you can see, is a fun way to create a physical representation of your inner connection to the light and the divine, and to represent the energies you're inspired to connect with, to build, to manifest in your life. So in order to create a solstice altar, first, find some sort of table or shelf. Like I said, I use my window. It's right under light. So every time I put my crystals there, any full moon, every moon cycle, they're always in the light of the moon. And somewhere the light can shine in to that altar, because the solstice is all about light. Now, whenever you choose to create your altar, choose colors of fabric, objects, candles that remind you of the sun, of light, citrine, for example. And it reminds you of your spirituality and of the connection that you have with the divine, the sun, and the natural world. And more importantly, with you yourself. Remember that the solstice is a time of celebration and connection. Let that altar you create remind you of all of this that is personal to you. Now, I'd like to end with that on the solstice, but before we go on, I'd like to explain how I'll be doing the readings before I go into it. I'll be using a tarot deck, which is called Intuiti. It's Intuiti Creative Cards. Why am I using this? This is a deck that I have found, and it was created by a group of researchers in Milan, and they studied thousands and thousands of different tarot decks around the world and from different cultures. And they created a deck with major arcana and minor arcanas that are completely different from the universal tarot, the Rider-Waite. It's completely different. Similar in many meanings, I have to say. So there are 22 majors, and there are the rest minor. And there are the numbers from 1 to 10, plus the page, queen, knight, and king and knight. And they change around the order of the court cards. Instead of having the king in the end, is the knight in the end, because they give a certain specific importance to the knight. And they have 4 suits: the air, water, fire, and earth. So it's quite interesting, because it allows you to break away from the set meanings of the tarot cards that are similar, the Rider-Waite has inculcated in our minds, and lets us be more intuitive, allow for more intuition to seep through in our interpretation of the cards and the visions that we see. So this will be fun, and I'll be using, of course, my runes at the end, and if I need clarification, I'll do that. So on to the readings. Namaste. And right under each reading, ladies and gentlemen, how it resonated, if it resonated. What was it about the reading you liked? What was it about the reading you don't like? Then they say in Italian, you have to have wide shoulders for criticism. Well, my shoulders are pretty wide. I'll take it. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back, and on to the readings. Hello, Capricorn friends. This is Christelle Martinette with the reading here now for you for the period 15-30 of June. Spirit, show me what's in store for Capricorn in the period June 15th to June 30th. Show me what's in store for Capricorn for the period June 15th, June 30th. Show me the energies around Capricorn for the period 15th to the 30th of June. For my Capricorn friends, show me the energy around them for that period. Let's see. Okay, now we've got the major arcana here, and it is tabula rasa. Tabula rasa. It's the collapse of all certainty. Every sense of security you've had collapses. It means that you have the unique opportunity to start again. When too much energies accumulate, we feel the need to sort of regenerate after and throwing out things. And this is when you start throwing everything out, and you need to start from scratch. And this is the main energy here. The only thing that can change a deep-rooted situation, of course, is destruction. And this is what you decide to do. And what do we have here? We've got the water sign Ten of Cups. Look, this is the Ten of Water, and this is a beautifully culminating, the epitome of emotional happiness here. Then we have the Queen of Cups here, and in this card we have an outward movement horizontally, and your emotions spread as if you were extending them to the sides of your body on an even keel horizontally, as if you can send all of your emotions across that horizon. It's a beautiful, beautiful message of love here. Again, we have another cup card, and it is the King. Here you can see the strong male energy, the phallic system, this phallic symbol, a masculine symbol, extreme power, moving upward and making a statement. You have 3 cups in a row. You have these 3 cups in a row, the 10, the King and Queen, and it is a couple here. It's as if you are finally, after you've given in, you've decided, okay, that's enough with the past. You've given in to love. You have given in to love. How wonderful is that? How wonderful is that? Now, the last card we have here is an earth sign. It is the Queen of Earth. So this is you, Capricorn. This is you. And here too, we have this horizontal, horizontal energy of you extending your sense of spirituality. I see there's you falling in love. This is not falling in love. You, again, giving in to love. You are accepting it. It seems so, so strong. After a very difficult moment when you say to yourself, basta, and you just burn things to the ground, and you say, okay, this is what is important for me. Extremely beautiful, lovely message here. I'm going to take the runes to see what they can add in this beautiful reading. Lovely, lovely Capricorn. Okay, look at this. Let me move this to the center so you could see it. Okay, now, I have here the first thing that is important for you to see is this rune called Diag, which is increase, growth. And this rune puts a hold on the other runes that talk of delays, and I'm going to pick them out. I've got this, Hagalas, which is usually talks about delays. Well, and it says the time is not ripe. Well, we can kiss this goodbye because that is gone. This is a time for increase and growth. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Then we have here Awats, and this is a very powerful, powerful rune, Capricorn. Why? Because because it's a protective rune, and it tells you that whatever decision you decide to make, even after this extremely, very powerful change from the burning the ground, so you had to start up again, you are protected. Now we have Thurisats. Now Thurisats is here, and why? Because here too, this is protection. Here too, this is luck, especially paired with Awats. Okay, especially paired with Awats. Thurisats talks about fire. There is passion here. It's passionate love has come in. It's not that it has come in. It's Capricorn. It's as if you're acquiescent. You're saying finally, yes, okay, I'm tired of fighting against it. All right, okay, yes, all right. Now we have Awats, and it's on its side, so I'm going to interpret it in that way. This is usually a rune of movement. Now, being in this position, it means that you're not necessarily moving. You're not, but there is a shift. There is a change in the way you consider where you live. There's something around your house, moving a house, that has to do with this rune. And it tells you that the time is not ripe to go there or to change, but there it is, the talk of the town. Now, what else can this tell us? It tells us of a gradual development, but nonetheless steady progress in this sense. All right, now, I'm bring my hands together. Why? Because we have some interesting runes here. All right, we have Ingvats. Now, Ingvats is a successful conclusion. There is relief. There is relief. And it also signals a milestone for you, Capricorn. You're going to remember this period as a period when finally you've come to your senses and you understand what's important in your life. And hurrah, finally she's learned, or he's learned something. Please don't shoot me, I'm only the piano player. Then we have Anzus. Anzus is in this position, so I'm going to interpret it that way. Anzus is a rune of communication. So here there may be moments of miscommunication, but what is important does come through. What is vitally important comes through. So let's bear that in mind. And then we have Fehu. Now, Fehu is a reward. It's a fulfillment. It is a financial or romantic, and I'm seeing this as romantic gain, ladies and gentlemen. Capricorn friends, I do hope this was of help to you, finally coming to your senses. Yippee! Namaste, ladies and gentlemen, Capricorn friends. Until we read together again, bye-bye.